Hope you're all well. It is Mental Health Monday. This week is focused on mental illness in childhood, aimed at parents out there who might have questions. First, beating a child with mental illness will only worsen symptoms in the long run. Bipolar is in my genes. No amount of punishment as a child could change this reality. I presented outward observable symptoms at 12, just before puberty. Unfortunately, was also dealing with physical and sexual abuse. These only work to worsen symptoms and further fracture my brain. As a result, I now deal with PTSD and DID, two disorders I was definitely not born with. At 16, I started treatment for bipolar. Next chapter, I will explain why that is so important. To view the entire 5-minute vlog, feel free to visit ealry.com. As always, continue to be awesome and slay the week. Let's face it, those of us who live with a mental disorder think differently than those who do not. Learning how to handle this difference in perspective at an early age is key to success. At 16, I was learning how medication affected my mental health, coping with what I felt was the deadening of my brain, struggled with the real battle of going on and off meds, a hallmark indicator for bipolar, by the way. It is absolutely normal for bipolars to stop taking meds. We are not doing this to harm ourselves, not doing it to spite you. It is simply one of the symptoms of our mental disorder. With weekly therapy appointments, I was able to learn coping skills in high school. With great success and access to healthcare, managed to survive the teenage years. Next chapter will focus on treatment. Treatment in my case consists of medication management and regular talk therapy. Without these two pillars, I am unable to find stability. Life becomes an ocean of thoughts, some obsessive, some genius, some delusional, all crashing around in my head. Mania presents as lack of sleep, very productive periods, and a terrible, terrible impulse control, tending to switch from exhilaration to affronted at the drop of a hat. Medication like Depakote and Abilify work to stabilize the thoughts and therefore make symptoms easier to handle. Medication, unfortunately, is currently incapable of helping maintain what the depression settles in, and the real translation needed to face the world around me. For meds to work effectively, they often require frequent adjustment. Therapy also helps me better communicate with my psychiatrist. Next chapter, healthcare access. One of the reasons I make it to weekly therapy appointments is the habit started at 16. Sometimes the prescribed level has been every 2 weeks. During severe bouts, sessions were daily and administered in a mental hospital. This level of care is not cheap. Insurance companies do not like paying for access. Once had a plan that only allowed for 6 therapy appointments in a year. Can you imagine? Luckily, thanks to the ACA, those plans no longer exist. To this day, though, I struggle with access. Always prepared for a long wait to see a new psychiatrist. This has not changed. However, once the initial wait is over, the real help and healing begin. Without this healing, the easy, cheap option is drugs. Because see, meth and heroin definitely quiet the brain. Next chapter, understanding. In the previous vlog, I focused on patience and persistence, both essential in dealing with someone battling a mental disorder. Generally, it can be difficult understanding what we are trying to communicate. Active listen long enough, however, and you often find a coherent point. Be prepared for, I don't know why I did that, as a valid answer, especially with purchases and spending habits. Can't always explain my motivations. Reality of bipolar. Of me. Worst enemy, shame. Internal and external. Generally seeing my reflection displayed in media is humor or tragedy. Folks making assumptions on my character without ever taking the time to actually get to know me. Thanks, everyone. To view previous vlogs, feel free to visit ealry.com. Donate to the cause by clicking on the donate or wishlist buttons. A $5 donation helps keep these coming. To join me on this journey, go to patreon.com/ealry to become a merlad or mermaid. As always,